Welcome back, NAUI members. This is part 2 of our 2024 NAUI Board of Directors campaign videos. In this video, our candidates will be asked 2 more questions generated by the Elections Committee. For all the questions in the series, visit the video description below. See you on the lookout for episode 3 next Wednesday. Now it's time to hear from our first candidate.
Question number 3. Do you have a specific role you hope to play on the Board of Directors?
One of the roles that I hope to play is a good listener. We have such a deep, diverse background of experience on our board that I want to use what I know about the diving industry, use what I know about pedagogy and education, and at that high level to apply and have what I know augmented by the knowledge of my colleagues so we can make the best decisions for the future of NAUI.
That's an excellent question for somebody that served before. And for me, I was pulled kicking and screaming into that arena. I didn't really want to do it. I never was really involved in it. The first 20 years I was a scuba instructor, and you'll hear me say this numerous times, is all I really wanted was my cards on time. I wanted my books when I ordered my books. And if my students needed a replacement card, I needed them to have a toll-free number they could call and pay and get that replacement card. So when I did get involved on the board, I found out that it was another one of those jobs where sometimes you just felt like it wasn't very appreciated. And so to anybody that wants to run for the board, I would tell them that you need to have a tough skin and you need to come on the board, but you also need to remember, again, we're representing NAUI members all over the world, not just the people here in Florida, not the people in Texas, but all over the world who speak different languages and have different day-to-day activities that they do and different challenges. So when a board member is elected, they come into that room and you do the best you can every day to try and make sure that you're taking care of not your friends, not the people that you're in business with, not your own personal ego, but that when you vote for something, you're voting for something that's going to impact every scuba instructor and dive master that's in the NAUI family everywhere in the world. So for me personally, I see my mission on this board is to lead if I'm asked to lead, to work a section if I'm asked to work that section, to follow if I need to follow, but to also remind everybody of our history, where we came from, why we're here, the challenges that we went through over the last 7 or 8 years, and do whatever we can to support our team that we hire to push NAUI forward all over the world. And we can't do that if the board members can't sit in a room, vote, come to an agreement, and it doesn't matter if it was 9-1 or 9-0 or 5-4. But when the board makes a decision, it was a board decision. We don't dissent against each other. We stand up for the organization and we vote in a way that we think will benefit every NAUI instructor in the world.
Because I will be new for the board of directors, I have to see what I can contribute to the board. But I hope I can look at provide an even better service support for members so they can do better training and do their business better.
Well, first of all, my goal is to be re-elected as one of the 9 members of the NAUI Board of Directors. A key responsibility of a NAUI Board of Directors is to represent the membership, ensuring that the voices and needs of NAUI members are heard and addressed. I'm deeply committed to fostering strong membership engagement and working to maintain an open line of communication between the board and the NAUI members. Clear and consistent communication is crucial to keeping our community informed and involved in the organization's decisions. But additionally, serving on the NAUI board comes with important responsibilities. such as handling sensitive information, making strategic decisions, and guiding the future of NAUI. Understanding what can be shared and what must remain confidential is essential to maintain trust and accountability. Transparency about the board's roles and decisions within the bounds of these responsibilities will make a positive difference on how NAUI operates. So, as for the specific role I hope to play on the board, I aim to continue focusing on membership engagement and growth. I would also like to maintain leadership in areas such as the Next Generation Committee, which is focused on attracting and retaining younger members, our future dive leaders. With my background as a teacher, I am extremely passionate about education, of course, and I see myself contributing to the development of modern teaching materials and methods. With my expertise in both business and education, I believe I can help NAUI with the directions to continue to evolve by integrating new technologies and interactive tools. Additionally, I would love to continue playing a role in expanding our digital marketing strategies and helping NAUI reach new markets. I see it day by day, students change. I've seen firsthand how effective digital tools can be in creating engagement and growing communities, and I believe NAUI can benefit from a stronger online presence. As we move toward more blending models, I want to ensure that NAUI remains at the forefront of e-learning, gamification, and maybe virtual reality in diving education. These tools will help us attract younger generation of divers and ensure we stay competitive in a rapidly evolving market. Representing the next generation will be a key area, because without a future, there is no NAUI. Membership growth is important while we keeping our current members engaged as well. Last but not least, I want to focus on environmental initiatives, ensuring that NAUI remains a leader in conservation efforts. Our partnership with the Wave Alliance is just one example of how we can amplify our impact, and I hope to continue building on these efforts.
As a potential member of the Board of Directors, I would hope to play a role that focusing on safety and education within the diving communities. Specifically, dive safety promotion, course development, and community engagement. By focusing on these areas, I aim to help advance NAUI missions and values while supporting the growth and safety of the diving communities.
Question number 4. What is your perception of how committees interact with the board of directors?
My perception is, I think it's structured pretty well. Like for myself, this is my 9th month serving on the board of directors myself. And also I was on 2 committees even before then. So I feel like that our committee chairs have a good rapport. And when I say good rapport, they can reach out to the board and the board responds to them in a timely fashion and vice versa. It's been my experience as I was on the diversity committee, or I still am on the diversity committee. I was on the planning committee as well. And currently I'm serving on the membership committee. The communication is great. Our chairs loop people in, they let us know what they need done. They hear from the board right away if they reach out. And if the board reaches out to them, we'll hear about it. So I think it's a pretty productive relationship. At least I'm speaking to on the boards that I know about and that I served on.
8 years ago, I told you I didn't have a clue how the board members interacted with committees, because until that time I had not been involved in them as much as I should have. But having served on the board for 2 terms and been involved as a committee member, a committee chairman, a board member, executive committee member on the board, my perception now is that that's where the work should get done. So we have set up committees, and it's in our bylaws of what those committees are. And then we have special committees. And we need to have qualified NAUI members that are willing to give a little bit of their time to sit on that committee or chair that committee and do the job. We don't want someone who just wants to say, hey, I was on this committee or I was on that committee. We need people to step up. They're actually willing to do the work. And most people don't know this. I spent almost 30 years in the nonprofit sector. And now, for all intents and purposes, is a nonprofit that owns a for-profit business. And in a nonprofit sector, 90% of the work is done by 10% of the people. So when we get volunteers to come in and work on these committees, we're getting that 10% that's willing to do the work. But occasionally, we get some of that 90% that just wants to be on the committee and not work. So my perception of the committees that at this point in time, they're starting to be very effective. They've been given a mission and they've asked to follow that mission. And then they need to understand that when they come back to the board with their recommendation, what it is a recommendation. And then the board looks at that recommendation and says, do we want to implement it as it is? Do we want to change it? And if we want to change it, this is how we want to change it. We let the committee know how we want to change it, let them have their input, and then the board votes. So the committees can do the hard work so that a board member who comes in, they've seen the committees do the work, and board members serve on these committees as well. So they have the background of what it is. But that way, you don't have 9 people that the membership elected that think they have to do all the work. And it also is an opportunity for other NAUI members, dive masters and instructors all over the world to participate in the future of the organization and help us set goals, whether it's in training or technology or trying to bring people in. There's just lots of different things. And one of them is this election. We have an SOP now that's put together for this election by a group of people that have been very diligent over the last 3 or 4 years to clean it up and make it better. And they're doing a good job doing that and coming up with different ideas in conjunction with the staff to do things like these videos that can go out on our social media and let people actually see a face that goes along with the name that's on that sheet that says, hey, vote for me, I'll do a good job.
The committees are great, and I think they are more like an agile team. I work in IT. We work much with agile. So I think that will be very good in also providing service. I think the best way within the agile team is to, as a board member, set the goals on what to do and let the teams then think on how they can achieve that goal. So as a board member, enable the committee to do their jobs, and then when they provide an opportunity or something to do, a suggestion, then bring that to the board and see what they think about it.
Well, committees are really important and they play a critical role in NAUI's success. They are the operational backbone that allows the board of directors to stay informed and make strategic decisions based on the expertise of the committees. And we have many great NAUI members. From my experience, the committees and the board of directors need to work as partners with aligned goals. Effective collaboration between the board and committees ensures that we remain connected to the day-to-day challenges and opportunities facing our organization. As a member of the board, I see it as my responsibility to support and empower our committees by providing clear direction and ensuring they have the resources they need. It's also crucial to maintain open communication so that the board can address any concerns that arise from the committees and leverages their insights in decision-making processes. I believe it's crucial to maintain continuity within the NAUI Board of Directors and its various committees by involving active, up-to-date instructors and examiners. This ensures that we continue driving improvements aligned with the strategic plan and updated committee SOPs. Electing new committees year after year can disrupt progress. It leads to frequent and unnecessary changes or delay. Instead, a stable leadership structure allows for more effective mid and long-term decision making and helps ensure the consistent execution of our goals.
The first thing is the information sharing. The committee is gathering the data, review policy, and develop recommendations that they presented to the board. This information sharing is vital for informed decision making, ensuring the board has comprehensive insight into the matter being discussed. And the second is recommendation and decision making. The committee is offering making recommendation based on their findings and discussions. These recommendations are then considered by the board, which can approve, modify, or reject them based on the broader organizational context. And the last is the feedback loop. There should be an ongoing feedback mechanism between the board and the committees. This involved both the board provided directions and expectation to committees and committees reporting back on progress, challenging and outcoming of their initiative.